The release of Alestral's newest set, Moonrise, is just 15 days away, leaving everybody wondering the same question. What's good now? Hello, I'm Constellation Gaming, and this is Moonrise Mayhem, where I'll use my experience topping multiple large tournaments to give you my perspective on what will be good in the upcoming meta. Today we'll be taking a look at Lunar Nexus, a deck so powerful it was limited before we even really got to see its true potential. To start off, the Alestrals is 2 copies of Comalis. With the ability to Nexus up to 2 Lunar Spirits and search your deck for any Spectral Alestral, Comalis is an extremely strong Alestral in this deck, allowing us to thin our deck and ensure we constantly hit our big threats. Next up, we have the one and only Lunar Alestral that we're playing 3 copies of in Specteris. Specteris states that this Specteris gets +1 attack for each suppressed Alestral on the field. When this Specteris enters battle with an Alestral, you can suppress that Alestral until the end phase. Specteris is sure to be everywhere this set due to its ability to kill galaxies and Viserys. Plus, with its ability, Specteris is a 5 attacker, and on top of everything else, its synergy with Comalis makes this card simply a menace in this deck. Our next searchable Alestral with Comalis is 2 copies of Porky Wraith. Porky Wraith states that when this Porky Wraith enters battle with an Alestral, you can give that Alestral -2 attack for each Lunar enchanting this Porky Wraith until the end phase. You can either pair this guy with Comalis to make a large beat stick, or combine it with Alter Stars as a cool combat trick. This Alestral has a lot of potential, and I would keep my eye out for him. The last Spectral Alestral that we're playing is 1 copy of Pharaohgeist. Pharaohgeist's ability states that it cannot be destroyed in battle and cannot be returned to hand by opponent's card effect. Opponents also must expend 1 in order to cast cards. Resolving Pharaohgeist will often just end in an auto win due to the fact that all of the removal in the game has pretty much been limited to 1 copy. And it's so strong in combination with the new Moonrise cards that the head honcho himself banned it before ever seeing competitive play. Our next Alestral pairs really well with Comalis, even though it's not a Spectral Alestral. We're playing 1 copy of Fawnlet. Fawnlet states that when you normal cast this Fawnlet, you can search your deck for an Artemis or Theraheart and add it to your hand. Fawnlet gets +1 defense for each Lunar enchanting Artemis on the field. One interesting thing to note about Fawnlet is that it does technically beat out Galaxy, because Fawnlet will search out your Artemis can suppress the Galaxy, and then Fawnlet's attack is higher than the Galaxy, so Fawnlet is an interesting answer to Galaxy. For the same reasons as Fawnlet, we're also playing 1 copy of Elichik. However, Elichik is better due to its ability to search any Divine Rune, and also the 4 attack makes a bigger difference in its ability to kill Alestrals. The next Alestral that we'll be playing 2 copies of is Navi. This Navi states that whenever it receives a Lunar Spirit, give all non-solar or Lunar Alestrals -2 attack, and whenever you're able to destroy an Alestral in combat, you can special ascend this Navi into Doppelganger. Now, we really don't care about the second part of its ability, we only care about the first part in its combination with our Comalis, and the fact that when it comes down, it's simply a 6 attack beat stick. To round out the Alestrals, we're playing 3 copies of Astro Rabbit. At this point, everybody knows the bannable bunny, so I'm not even really going to get into it, but if you don't know what it does, pause the video here and read the card and you'll understand. And our final Alestral is 3 copies of my main man, Edward. With the ability to swing over almost every 1-drop in the game, including the bannable bunny, Eddie will be a staple for a long time to come. Before we continue the video, I do want to remind everybody that I will be giving away a Reverse Stellar Exaltus at 100 subs. All you have to do is like the video and subscribe to the channel, and you will be entered to win this beautiful card. Without further ado, let's get back to the video. To start off our rune package, we'll be playing 2 copies of Artemis. She says that when you cast this Artemis, you can enchant up to 3 Lunar to it. You can disenchant 1 Lunar from this Artemis in order to target an opponent's face-up card and suppress it until the opponent's end phase. One important thing to note is that Artemis says card, not Celestial. So Artemis has the ability to shut down even enemy divine rooms or stadiums. Also pairing well with Comalis as a Nexus bank, Artemis will be a card to look out for in the next set. To help our few Celestials that struggle with combat, we'll be playing one copy of Zeus. Now, even though Zeus is out of limit jail and extremely strong, we do need to have 2 copies of Artemis in order for this deck to function properly, and I feel like playing more than 3 divine runes makes the deck gets clunky after a while. To start off our small removal package and to pair with Zeus, we'll be playing 2 copies of Cryoblast. Cryoblast will instantly kill any Celestial with less than 2 defense, and paired with Zeus, it'll kill anything less than 5 defense, which is... oh yeah, that's right, everything played right now. We are also playing 1 copy of Earthquake and 1 copy of Resting on Your Laurels. Both of these are removal so strong that they had to be limited to 1 copy, so since we have room for it, we might as well play both of them. Our final non-counter rune that we'll be playing is 3 copies of Ambrosia. Due to everything costing life and Celestials to play, Ambrosia is an automatic 3 of until it gets power crept out, and even the creator A-Drive said that that's not going to happen for a very long time. To start off the counter runes, we have 3 copies of Gorgon's Gaze. Gorgon's Gaze is literally the best counter rune in the entire game due to the fact that it shuts off anything possible that an Celestial could ever desire to do. We're also playing 3 copies of Poison Tipped Arrow for removal. Also, the -2 attack can often save our Celestials. We're running 2 copies of Tsunami to blink an entire battle phase unless they're water enchanted. We have 2 copies of Shield of Achilles to bounce back any problematic Celestials at hand. And we're playing 2 copies of Altar of Stars. Since we are playing a decent amount of Receive Celestials, this will allow us to utilize Altar of Stars to its fullest potential. Moving on to the Spirit deck, we're playing 1 copy of Blur Mine for the Cryoblast. We're playing 2 copies of Teratlus for the Earthquake. We're playing 4 copies of Zaptor for our Aster Rabbit, our Elichick, and our Zeus. We're playing 3 copies of Leviathan for our Eddies and our Tsunami. And then we are playing 9 Lunar for the rest of the deck and a single Solar for our Pharaoh Geist.